Okay, so this is Justin for Sprint6. This one, first off, was the terrain manager. Basically just exactly like the model manager, just holding terrains instead of the models, obviously. So that one's pretty simple. Then next up was the actual terrain itself. So first thing was, earlier this week you had said that having two different arrays, or I guess vectors, of the different min and max points of each AABB was kind of sloppy. So I went ahead and made a struct that just contained both of those and allowed access to this one struct here. So then everything that was in the visualizer before here, this the show terrain from bsphere thing used to be here in the visualizer. That is now in the terrain model. So it's properly encapsulated that way. Let me go ahead and show kind of what's going on here. So first was the constructor that creates it, obviously. This part was a little bit different now with setting the structs and everything. Or sorry, here, setting the struct. It's different. Then next up was I optimized the get a single AABB location, because last week I realized that I was searching through every single array, or sorry, every single AABB in the terrain, which is ridiculously slow. So this one's just a little bit faster to get that. So that's just a little bit different. Next up was the let me find it. Actually, I think that's all there is for here. This was just to show you that there's nothing left in the visualizer. Right. So let's check here. Oh, the commands. So now there's the collision test command terrain. So this is new with this execute function, which first creates kind of a subsection of the entire terrain that should be gone through to check if there's collision going on with the object, which would be stored here in collection 1. So from the small subsection, it goes through, tests the intersection, and runs the intersect function with that current object. So this was the old version here, and this is only running it with the default bsphere as well, so had to go back in and switch it to using the dispatch to use to get the OBB of the object. So that's all there is for there. For the audio manager, I did some work adding some new functions into the manager here. So now you're able to, last week I just had the play sound once, but now I've added in the creation of channel groups. So you can create a channel group with a name and then give it a number. I've specified that there's a max amount of 10. And then I've also created a channel array, so you can have 20 sounds playing at once. This is just a random arbitrary number that could be changed to whatever it needs to be. Same with the channel groups. But anyways, so there's now channel group array and channel array. I'm able to pause the channel group and then unpause it as well as stop a single sound. The thing I need to put in, I didn't get time to put in, is just finding the open channel. But this is, I found out the proper fmod call to get this, so this should be a very easy fix for the next week. Other than that, There was just a little bit of initialization stuff that was added with the channel groups, but other than that, that should be good for the audio manager. I didn't get to do a whole lot with the game this week, but I started putting in a health pickup. A health pickup just for the player to run over and grab health. Let me show everything is working here. It'll be a little bit jittery, but you'll see kind of why that's happening. So if the tank runs into the terrain, it'll move up. Otherwise, it'll just move down. And then if I go over here, you can see it runs up to the top and goes back down. So I'll show on the ground real quick. Red is if the B-sphere is touching the terrain, and blue is if the B-sphere is not. So there's that. Everything looks like it should be working. And that's all for this week. Thanks.